Hi everybody and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole and it's by user TAWifePics123123. Am I the a-hole for saving sexy photos of my wife that she sent me during our dating phase? My wife and I, early 40s, have been together for more than 15 years, married for 12. We met online because of shared interests. We were in different cities and we used to message each other and talk on the phone. Things became flirty and we would send a lot of spicy selfies almost daily to each other. It was just our love language and we had not even met each other in person at this point. It was clear to us that we were meant to be together and she moved to my city a year after. We dated, got engaged after a year and married after that. It was the best decision and we are both happily married with 3 kids now. Anyway, I have an external hard disk drive where I save all my old movies, photos, documents, etc. I saved all the sexy pictures she sent to me on that hard drive. I was backing it up on Sunday and I thought it would be fun to show my wife all the photos she had sent me during our dating phase. My wife saw those pictures and asked me why I saved them. I told her it's just a memory and I sometimes go through them to remember our dating phase. My wife asked me if I found her sexy in those pictures and I said yes. She was a bit upset by my answer. We moved on from the topic, but I could see her mood was a bit off during the day. At night, I asked her if it bothered her that I saved those pictures of her without her permission. She said no, and those were meant for me, and it's flattering that I saved them and find them hot. She then asked me if I liked how she looked in the pictures or how she looks now. My wife used to be small and petite when we started dating. However, she has given birth to 3 kids and of course does not look the same anymore. She has also gained around 20 pounds during the pandemic, which bothers her too. I tried to be politically correct and told her that the 25-year-old me liked the girl in the picture, but the 40-year-old me likes her as she is now. She told me seeing those pictures made her feel very insecure and jealous, and she does not like the fact that I still look at those pictures. I found it hilarious that she is jealous of her past self. She asked me that since I have her for the rest of my life, would it be okay for me to stop looking at those pictures now and delete them? I feel those are amazing memories from our early dating days and I want to keep them. However, she feels the girl in those pictures looks so much different than her now. She feels insecure about her body and me looking at those pictures makes her feel bad. I am in a dilemma. I want to respect her request, but I also don't want to lose the memories from one of the best times in my life. Would I be an a-hole if I do not delete these pictures of her? Is her insecurity about herself valid in this case? And if any other married women have gone through some similar situation? Well, Opie, in my opinion, there's no a-holes here because, as you said, it's an emotional attachment to a memory, which is absolutely fine. It's not pictures of another person, it's her in a different moment in time, and of course, time impacts all of us. Now, of course, I can also see your wife's point of view. She does feel self-conscious, and I don't know if jealous is the word, maybe she phrased it wrong, but she's definitely insecure about herself today. However, I don't think deleting those pictures is going to make her win her confidence back or anything like that. So personally, I wouldn't delete the pictures, but I would talk to your wife, of course. Try to explain again to her why these pictures are so important to you. I believe those pictures for you are important not because of her being sexy in them, but because these are the pictures that got you through being months apart. Because since you lived apart, I'm guessing you traveled to see each other, but that wasn't every day or every weekend. And those pictures just remind you of how long you've come from a long-distance relationship where the odds are pretty dim to a happy marriage with 3 kids. And what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's check out the community comments. AdeptAd473 says, God, what a dilemma. Nobody is the a-hole. The thought of deleting cherished photos just because they represent a different time and body that she misses is just tragic, and I think your responses were beyond tactful. You gotta keep the photos. OP's wife, please let OP keep the photos. Don't erase your history. My wife has changed drastically over the years. I love each and every version, and I want all the photos so I can be reminded of all the different experiences we've shared over the years. Good, bad, and indifferent. It would kill me to lose that. Memory gets harder with age. Photos help keep them alive. Yes, even the dirty ones. TurboFX98 says, not the a-hole. I understand her insecurities, but those are good memories that you shared. It's fun to look back at the adventures you had in life and share stories. Life is about moments and memories, and they will mean more to you as you grow older. The older you get, the less you will care or let little trivial things like this bother you. I think you should hold on to them, but there are lots of conversations to be had with your wife. Love is about the person and not what they look like on the outside. Women have a lot more self-esteem and self-image issues than men do. You have to be more sensitive and understanding. Good luck. And CLL89 says, you did the right thing, but if you like the photos so much, it's hard for you to give them up. They're memories. Maybe it'll be downvoted, but if she's insecure about the comparison, maybe it's better to make an effort to improve the present rather than having to erase the past. And Opie responds, I feel she looks beautiful and does not really need to improve. She just looks 15 years older. I think she just saw herself in those pictures and got sad that she is not that person anymore. I feel she'll eventually realize how silly it is that she is insecure of herself. I just don't want to delete the pictures now and then regret it later when she changes her mind. Okay, so the community agrees that there are no a-holes here, or OP wouldn't be the a-hole if he kept the pictures. And of course, most of them also understands the wife's point of view. So now, let's move on to the update to see how the story ends. I wanted to thank everyone for so many mature and nice suggestions. I know my life goal is not as scandalous as many people who post on this forum, but wanted to give an update on what happened. We put our kids to bed last night and I was sitting in the bedroom. My wife came to me and started cuddling. She asked me if I deleted the photos. I told her I have not, and I'm really attached to the memories of our early dating days, and it reminds me of how far we have come. I told her that I understand that we both do not look the same as 15 years ago, but my love and attraction to her has only grown since then. When we started dating, she was this hot girl online who I had so much in common with. But after 12 years of marriage, I still see her the same, but more. Now, that hot girl is my family, and she made 3 gorgeous mini versions of me, 2 boys and a girl. I also told her that I look at those photos because they remind me of a time when our relationship was so new and how crazy we were. I asked her if I did or say something to make her feel bad about herself based on how she reacted. As many of you guessed, she said that it was not about what I did. She just remembered how she looked in those pictures and felt bad about herself. She started saying things like, I have let myself go and I wish I could be more disciplined, etc. I told her that I am still very attracted to her and try to initiate whenever we are alone. She agreed and thanked me for getting snipped, else we would have a lot more kids running around. However, she told me that I used to stare at her every time she would change in front of me or was in the shower. Now, I barely notice her even if she's standing butt naked in front of me. She said that it makes her feel insecure about her body when I do that. I know she is right, but after 15 years together, you kind of get used to each other's body, so I feel it is normal for that to happen. Then I told her it would be hot and adventurous for her to send me sexy photos now too, but she said there is no way she would feel comfortable taking pictures like that now. Overall, I loved our conversation, and I am glad she talked about her insecurities to me. Finally, we started talking about the photos. She asked me if I pleasure myself looking at them, and I told them I have in the past, especially when the kids were small. She found that funny and cute. She said that I had the entire internet to find smut, and it's cute that I still looked at her pictures. She said I should keep the photos. She asked me to just create 2 folders for her pictures, safe for work and not safe for work. She said that I can keep the not safe for work folder hidden so the kids don't find it. For the Safe for Work pictures, she wants me to upload them to our iCloud as she wants to show those pictures to our daughter. But she said that she is glad I did not delete the photos. Thanks again for everyone who commented. A lot of comments were really cute and I got a nice perspective of what my wife was thinking. And that, my friends, is communication at its best. Talking about the whole issue, putting everything on the table, insecurities and all, acknowledging, addressing, and coming to a conclusion. Fantastic, OP, congratulations, you definitely have a great marriage. So here's wishing you, your wife, and your 3 kids the best in the future. Thanks so much for sharing your story. Take care, OP. And now, let's move on to the next post that also has an update. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole, and it's by user MundaneAlarm5684. Am I the a-hole for blocking my childhood best friend after she tried to make me pay for the catering at her son's first birthday? So here's the thing. Me, 28 female, and Anna, 28 female, have been best friends since forever. Like, we grew up together, went through school, first breakups, everything. Naturally, when she had her baby, I was thrilled for her. I even helped plan the baby shower and got super involved in her life as a new mom. But recently, things have gotten weird. Anna's son turned 1 last weekend and she wanted to throw a huge party. I'm talking over the top, rented venue, professional catering, decorations, the whole shebang. Now, I thought we were just going to have a nice little family and friends thing, but nope, Anna had a vision. Fine, no biggie. I figured she could do whatever made her happy for her son's big day. Fast forward to a week before the party. Anna starts hinting that she's a little stressed about costs and how tight things are right now. I get it, having a baby is expensive, but she kept bringing it up in every conversation. I offered to help with decorations or pick up some snacks, but she waved it off, saying she had everything under control. The day of the party comes and it's chaos. Balloons everywhere, a bouncy house, tons of people I didn't even know. I show up early to help set up, and Anna's running around like a headless chicken. Then, as we're putting out the decorations, she casually says, "Oh, by the way, I put the catering on your card." I hadn't even seen a catering bill, let alone agreed to pay for one. What do you mean you put it on my card? I asked, trying to stay calm. She looked at me like I was being dramatic and goes, "Yeah, you know I've been struggling. I figured you wouldn't mind covering it, and I'll pay you back later." Excuse me? First of all, I never once said she could use my card, and second, I had no clue how much this catering even cost. When I asked, she shrugged and said, "Only about $500. It's not a big deal." $500 for food I didn't even order or agree to pay for? I told her no way. I wasn't paying for something she never asked permission for. And frankly, I didn't have that kind of money just lying around. She acted all shocked and hurt, saying I was being selfish and how it was her son's first birthday. As if I'm supposed to go into debt for a party I didn't even throw. We had a massive argument in front of some of her other friends, and I ended up leaving early. Later that night, she blew up my phone with texts saying I ruined her son's birthday. Nah, she did that. That I was being a terrible friend and how I didn't understand how hard things are for her right now. I just couldn't believe the audacity. After everything, I blocked her. I couldn't deal with the guilt tripping, especially over something so ridiculous. Now, some mutual friends have reached out saying I was too harsh and that I should have just helped her out because she's struggling. But I feel like she crossed the line. You don't just throw someone's money into your plans without asking them, right? So am I the a-hole for blocking her, or did I overreact? No, OP, you're nowhere near the a-hole. Your friend just cashed in her friendship and it's gonna bounce. Or at least I hope it does. I assume you're going to call your bank and block that transaction, so then she's just gonna have to figure it out with the catering company. It doesn't really matter, it's not your problem. your friend stole from you. The first thing I would ask is, how did she get your credit card information? Had you lent it to her before and she used it for something else, like an emergency or something? Because if she didn't, that means she went through your things. What kind of a friend does that? But let's put that aside for now and just focus on the stealing. That is a serious thing to do to somebody who you call your best friend. You offered your help because of course you wanted to support her, but she didn't just accept your help, she stole your money. That's huge, OP. Additionally, all those super generous friends that are telling you that you should have helped her out because she's struggling, why don't they shut up or put up and make a pool of money to give her to pay for catering? Not the a-hole, OP. And what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section, and now let's check out the community comments. OK Try 857 says, not the a-hole, she stole from you. Stole from you. There's no good reason for this behavior. Dispute the charges with your credit card company. Tell them your friend used your card by mistake. She is not struggling. Struggling is working and still not being able to save or cover living expenses. The party was for her, not a 1-year-old baby. I'm glad you cut her off. If anyone asks you about it, tell them the truth. She stole $500 from me to pay for the catering at her 1-year-old's birthday party. If she gets blowback, it's not your problem. She shouldn't have done the thing that would cause her embarrassment if she didn't want to be humiliated. Don't further enable her by making up a more palatable version. I'm sorry your friend betrayed you like this. Nothing about her behavior is normal. Bored artist person says, not the a-hole. Those friends that said you should have just helped her since she was struggling can cough up the $500 themselves if it's not a big deal. Also, the kid is effing 1. Can people stop spending hundreds of dollars on a party for a 1-year-old that won't even remember it, and a bunch of adults that do not care? She put herself in that position. Absolutely zero reason to spend that much money for this. And Important Garage 195 says, not the a-hole. Your friend straight up swiped your card for a $500 catering bill without asking. Who does that? You offered to help with snacks or decorations, but apparently she thought you meant, sure, take my credit card and go wild. When you confronted her, she acted like it was no big deal, just casually expected you to cover $500 for food you didn't order. I'd block someone too if they pulled a stunt like that. Now, mutual friends are saying you should have helped because she's struggling. Yeah, well, so will your bank account if you let this slide. And how did she even get your credit card? Did she go full Mission Impossible on your wallet? You're not the villain for not bankrolling her baby's boogie bash. So the community agrees that OP is not the a-hole, and they're just as angry as OP about what the friend did and have a lot of questions about how she got the credit card. So now let's move on to the update to see how this story ends. I never expected this to blow up. Thank you all for your advice. So to everyone asking why she has access to my card, that is still a question to me. Maybe she went through my things when I visited her to help babysit her son a day before his birthday. On how she did it, I don't know. But I have already filed a dispute with my credit card company about the charge. I will be checking my card to see if there are any other things she purchased using my card. I really can't imagine that she could do this to me. I also told her parents about the incident, and they were shocked by her behavior. They said they would talk to her, and I figured they already did because after I told them what happened, she stormed over to my house, ranting about why I was making such a big deal by telling her parents and reminding me that we've been best friends who literally grew up together. I explained where she went wrong, but instead of taking accountability, she accused me of being selfish. She clearly isn't in the right mind. I don't know if she's experiencing postpartum issues, but I'm not going to tolerate this kind of treatment. I also told her that if she doesn't stop harassing me over a problem she created, I will file a restraining order. As for the money she used, I've decided to follow your advice and press charges, so she can hopefully learn her lesson. I wish this wasn't happening. Not only was my trust shattered, but so was my heart. Well, OP, I'm sorry that you lost a friend over her own stupidity, but good on you for following through on what you need to do. Dispute the charge, press charges because it was theft, and if she keeps harassing you, restraining order. So in the meantime, OP, here's wishing you the best in the future. Take care and thanks for sharing. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. Now, if you've gotten to this point in the video, I assume that you like these stories that I'm reading out, so here are a couple more that you might enjoy. And if you don't have any time to watch another story right now, save it for later, and also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.